Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about all of the things my third graders are working on in September and on into October, which is why I'm very followed up today. And so third grade is working on Hispanic Heritage Month. We're working on learning law and prepping that and having a lot of fun. I love these lessons. You know, sometimes you do lessons and you're kind of like, eh, and then sometimes you do lessons and you're like, that was a good one. This is a good one. So with my kiddos, we see them for a whole week at a time. So on Monday, what we're doing is they come in and we are doing the beginning of the Mexican hat dance slash La Raspa. So we are just learning the A section on the first day. And the version that we do is the kids, you kick your feet out. So you do like toes go up, like 1, 2, 3, and then 2 claps. And they put their hands behind their back. So it's like 1, 2, 3, clap, clap, 1, 2, 3, clap, clap. And that's the A section. So we just do that part. And then when it gets to the B section, I just have them like wave their hand back and forth. And then when it comes back to A, so that way they can really concentrate. And we start with that. After that, they sit down and I'm like, great, I picked this dance because this is Hispanic Heritage Month. Does anyone know what Hispanic means? No one knows what Hispanic means. So then I tell them what Hispanic means, and that is a person who is from a Hispanic country or a person who speaks Spanish, has a, you know, cultural heritage from a place where they speak Spanish. And then I show them a map of all the Hispanic countries that I just found on Google so they can see kind of, you know, what everything is. And then I tell them the song that we just listened to is, oh, and we go over a couple of Spanish words because they know some Spanish words from, you know, life. And so we talk about that kind of stuff and anything that they already know about Hispanic culture, Hispanic countries, which honestly with my kiddos is not a lot. I don't have many at all Hispanic students or students who know a lot of Hispanic people, so it's very, very new to them. But after that, we talk about how the song we just listened to that we danced to is from Mexico. I showed them a couple of pictures of Mexico, where it is on the map, what the flag looks like and everything. And then I'm like, great, we're gonna go to a different Hispanic country, and that is Guatemala. And so we talk about Guatemala, look at some pictures. We look at Guatemala on the map. It's next to Mexico, which is great because I can show them, you know, like here's the US, here's Mexico, you know, here's where we live, and here's Guatemala. We live in Georgia, so we're not close to the border, but you know, you can still be like, look, it's the country next to us. Like it's pretty close. As far as countries go, it's pretty close to where we live. And then Guatemala and Mexico are next to each other as well. And so this song is Vamos a la Mar. I have a whole video talking all about how I use this song, but for now I'll just kind of do like the short version of what we're doing in third grade. So I sing the song and I'm like, I'm gonna sing the song. It's from Guatemala. It's gonna be in Spanish based on the picture. What do you think it's gonna be about? And they're like, oh, fish, oh, the beach, oh, the ocean, that kind of stuff. I'm like, great. Okay, can you join me on the tum tum and just snap? And so I'll sing it and it goes, Vamos a la mar, tum tum, a comer pescado, tum tum, boca colorada, tum tum, fritito y asado, tum tum. Which means let's go to the ocean to eat fish. They have colorful mouths, fried or grilled, so we can eat them fried or grilled. So I sing that and they snap and then they clap on the tum tum and then they play on their legs on the tum tum. We'll go over the words and I always do actions with them. So we'll do Vamos a la mar a comer pescado, boca colorada, fritito y asado. We don't do those while we're singing them, but I do them while I teach them the words so they can kind of get used to it. And then I hand out usually either maracas or castanets depending on how many kids we have, because I only have a few maracas. But most of my third grade classes are super small. So we've been doing maracas and they play on the tum tum part and then they play the whole rhythm and then we play just through a couple of different rhythms. And then we'll play through the rhythm of the song Agua de Limones that we did last time, so they will remember part of it. And so I'm like, great, can you play the rhythm of the song? Agua de limones, vamos a jugar, y el que quede solo, solo quedará. I'll pick up the instruments and then we'll play that rhythm and then we'll put it on our bodies to show the solfege. So it's, I do here for sol, legs for me, and then up here for la. So it's Agua de limones, vamos a jugar, y el que quede solo, solo quedará. So I will go over that a couple of times and then we'll play the game that goes along. Oh, sorry. first we shall look at the little lemons on the screen so they can see the contour and they'll point to them. We also remember that this is so and this is me, and we learned that last year, and so then I'm like, so I'll be like, okay, so we have like, so, me, so, what do we call this? And they'll call it different things, and usually someone's like, oh, we could call it high because it's higher. I'm like, great. And so we'll just call that high for now. And then we play a game. And so this game, and again, this is review, we did this last time. So this game is really fun. The kids walk around while you sing the song, and then at the end, you call it a category, or I just throw one up on the board from my lesson pack, which I will link down below. I also have one for Vamos a la Mar, so I will link both those down below. And they have to get in groups based on the category. So the first one here says shirt color, so they have to go stand next to someone with their shirt color. We'll sing it again, and then we'll do birth month. And so whoever's, you know, I'm born in October, so I'll stand next to people born in October. And this song means agua de limones, water of lemons, vamos a jugar, we're going to play games. Y el que quedó solo, he who is left over, solo quedará is basically out, is left alone. So whoever, it does not have anyone, so like if you are wearing a red shirt and no one else is wearing a red shirt, then you would be out during that one. And I usually just have them sit out for one round, and then they can come back the next round, and we play until we run out of time. So that's Monday. On Tuesday, the kids come in and we learn the rest of La Raspa / Mexican hat dance. So we already learned A. On B, we walk in a circle for 8 beats, and then we switch and go the opposite way. And the version that I've been using, I just found on iTunes, and it's like A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, C. And so on C, typically what you do is the kids link arms and you spin in a circle, and then they switch every like 8 beats. But if you don't want to do that because of COVID, or because your kids are too rowdy, or if you just don't want to deal with it, or because your kids are too rowdy, then I will have them just spin in a circle, and then they spin the opposite way for 8 beats, and they think it's great anyway. Then we sit down and we go over agua de limones again. We play the rhythm, we point to the notes on the board, and we play the rhythm, and then I'll have them help me figure out the notes and draw them on the board. So I'm like, okay, we have agua. Do we go up or down? They're like, down. I'm like, okay, so we'll draw like dots on the board. They're like, oh, it went up. I'm like, did it go all the way up? They're like, no, no, no. It's like, so I'm like, okay, so I'll put it in the middle. And so I have them talk me through it so that they can figure out what it should look like, and they can figure out the thought process behind how we figure out where everything goes. After that, I pull out a new song, which is We Are Dancing. We actually did this at the end of last year, but with online, I saw like, no second graders last year. It was pretty pathetic. So they're very behind. But you know, it's okay. So We Are Dancing is a cute little So Me La song, and it goes, we are dancing in the forest and the wolf is far away. Who knows what will happen to us if he finds us at our play. So same So Me La, we'll do it on our body a couple of times, and then I'll ask them, I'm like, what would happen if we were in the forest and the wolf found us? And they're like, oh, he's gonna eat you. Oh, this will happen, this will happen. And so we'll just talk through a couple of those things. And then I'll have them keep the beat, we'll play the rhythm. We'll keep the beat, we'll play the rhythm, and then I will pass out some bingo chips, and they get like a board, and they figure out the melody to We Are Dancing. It's pretty simple because it's just so so la la so so me me, and then the other pattern is so so la la so me, so so la la so so me. So they're almost all the same. So we'll go over We Are Dancing in the Forest, and they'll have to figure out, you know, okay, we'll figure out first how many bingo chips do we need. Then we'll figure out, you know, okay, where does it start? And then we'll figure out, you know, the highs and the lows. And the first one I'll really talk them through, and then I do less and less and less and have them do it more independently as we go through. This one's really easier for the first one we've ever done because they're almost all the same. The only difference is the end is a quarter note on lines 2 and 4 instead of eighth notes. So after they do like the first 2, they can do it pretty well. But every time I have them clear the board and restart so that they can get used to that. And so I just have on my little slideshow, which will be posted at some point, but I don't know if it'll be posted before you get it. And then it has the answers. And so then I'll show them the answers. And then I'll have them make up their own pattern with So Me and Hi. And then we'll just sing through the whole thing again. And that's all we've got for Tuesday. On Wednesday, the kids come in and we start with We Are Dancing. And we play a game along with it. Now, there's a chase game that goes along with it. Chase games are not my favorite. We are gonna play a chase game later on this week. And actually, I think this is the first time I've ever played a chase game in my room because they stress me out so much. But with that being said, the version we're playing with this song is what version we're playing with this is I have the kids dance in their spot while we sing the song, and then at the end they have to freeze, and if they move then they're out. Now, typically when we do this, I'll just have them be out. But this week I tried something new that I've seen a lot of you do this, and sometimes y'all even ask me, they're like, what do you do if someone's out? I'm like, then they're out. And usually that's it. But this time I tried something new where if you are out, then you come and play the steady beat on the xylophones. And I actually really liked that. So I lined up like 4 xylophones, and so you start on this one, and then each round you move over, which means that it's a set amount. It's 4 rounds that you sit out and then you go back. So that was quick, and I really liked it. So we might do more of that in the future. We shall see. But yeah, super simple game. I actually did this for the first time last year because I was like, oh, it's perfect for social distancing because the kids are far away and they don't have to move around and all of that kind of stuff. Anyway, after that they sit down and I'm like, great, I'm gonna sing a song. It's very, very similar, but it's a little bit different. So I'll sing it. And this is Juguemos en el Bosque, or El Lobo. And so I'll sing it and then I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it. So this one goes, juguemos en el bosque que mientras lobo está. Juguemos en el bosque que mientras lobo está. So I have seen it notated 2 different ways. I've seen it notated that way, and then I've also seen it notated the same way We Are Dancing is notated. So to be totally honest, I don't know if We Are Dancing is an English version of this one, or if this is a Spanish version of that one, or if they're both from a different language. I don't know the answers, so if you know more about this, let me know down below. I just went to look it up one day, and because I've always seen it, and I saw it as the same way We Are Dancing is notated, and I was like, what is happening here? But anyway, I sing it and I just have them trace the melody up and down with me, and then I tell them what the words mean, and I'm like, if the wolf is out, oh sorry, and it means juguemos, we are playing, en el bosque, in the forest, que mientras el lobo está, where is the wolf, basically. And then in the game later we'll say, and then in the game later the kids will say, lobo estás, so like, wolf, are you here? Or wolf, where are you, basically. And so we sing through that, and then I'll be like, if the wolf is too busy to come eat me, where do you think he is? And so this is just to like get their brains moving, because we're gonna come back to this later. And so, I gotta talk quickly because it's gonna cut me off soon. And so they'll say, you know, like, oh, he's at Chick-fil-A. Oh, he's, you know, we always start with like normal wolf things, and then they get sillier and sillier as they go, which is what I'm after. And so I'll sing it a couple times, ask a couple kids, sing it a couple times, ask a couple kids. And then I'm like, great, let's go back to our We Are Dancing. And so we'll sing it, and then I will play it on the xylophone. And I'm like, and then I'll ask them a couple of questions. So I'll ask them like, okay, how many bars do I play on my xylophone? And so they'll have to count, and they're like, oh, you played 3. And I'm like, great, that's because we're making 3 notes. We're singing 3 note songs this week. And so we'll do that. And then I'm like, can you pretend to play with me? And so I'll play, and they'll just in front of them like do this. And then after that, I will say, great, we're gonna do this, and you're gonna play the song, but and you're gonna play the song as well. So I'll put this up on the board, and I'm like, great, what notes are we gonna play? And they're like, oh, G and A and E. And I'm like, oh, great. And so then we'll practice, and I'll sing the letter names so that they can get used to like the idea of that. And then they get into rows, and we play the xylophones, and we'll sing with the letter names really slowly. We'll sing with the letter names a little faster, and then we'll sing with the words, and then we'll, you know, kind of build it up until they can do it without my help. And then I also, while we do this, I'm notating who is playing correctly, who's not playing correctly, who has no idea what we're doing, who is like totally on it. And that's really helpful to me to like, you know, see who's, you know, what we need to do next. Then on Thursday, if you see my videos, then you know that I don't actually plan a Thursday lesson. I have like a backup lesson basically, because we typically never have 5-day weeks between PBIS and assemblies and days off and just all the different things. It just like never happens. So I do on Thursdays. If I happen to have the kids on Thursdays, I have like we could do this little thing, but it's totally extra because we're probably not going to do it. And my next extra one with them is to play the Juguemos en el Bosque game again, and then after that listen to the song El Pescador, which is a Colombian song that is so much fun, and it's talking about the fisherman. El Pescador means the fisherman, and it says like the fisherman talks to the moon, and he talks to the sky, and he talks to the sea, and he talks to all these things, and so we listen to it, we talk about what it means, listen to it a couple times, and then I'll have the kids draw pictures of the fisherman and what he's talking to, and so just kind of whatever he thinks of. Then on a Friday, the kids come in and we finish up our La Raspa dance, do the whole thing. Then after that, we'll sing through Agua de Limones, and we'll remember that we're doing 3-note patterns. And then up on the board, I will throw up this little slide that says, which one do you hear? And it has 2 different patterns, and we still haven't introduced a lot. We haven't introduced the treble clef because they weren't in person last year, and so I'm really talking mostly about the dots at this point, but they can figure out that the dots are the same things as like the bingo chips. And so I'll sing one of them and they just hold up, is it number 1 or is it number 2, and I just write down who is correctly identifying them, and that again is a quick little assessment to be like, okay, you know what we're talking about. And I think there's like 5 of them. It's really quick, and they usually can get it. After that, we pull out the iPads and we're using Chrome Music Lab. So Chrome Music Lab has an app called Song Maker on it, and it's free. If you've never used it before, just Google Chrome Music Lab. Or I guess I can link it down below. It'd be nice for you. And so it has this app called Song Maker where you click on the notes and it just basically creates a song, but they're color coded, so they're really easy to use, and it goes with the scale. So what I did is I have little task cards that have pictures of different So-Mi Law patterns, and they have to make the So-Mi Law pattern on the Chrome Music Lab and then play it, and then there's like a whole bunch of them. So I'll give them the iPad, and we've been doing this in groups because I don't have enough iPads for everybody. So I hand them an iPad and a stack of cards, and they just go through a couple, and I was really worried they would like not be on task, but actually most of the kids have been on task and have really enjoyed this because it's really fun. And then at the end I'll let them make their own ones, and I'm like, you know, make sure you use the yellow, the green, and the purple, and they can figure that out. They also, by the way, match the boom whacker colors. So as an extension, I would love to maybe next time have them make it, play it, and then also play on the boom whackers, but we haven't gotten that far yet. And then right before we get it up, I asked them if they can make the song We Are Dancing on the iPad to see if they can figure it out. And then whether or not they do, we pick up the iPads, go over We Are Dancing for one final time, and then we go over El Lobo, and this is gonna be our game. So we always do game time at the end of the week. The kids earn points, and then their points are cashed out for game time. And so if they have like 10 points, they get 10 minutes. If they have 5 points, they have 5 minutes. I shoot for like 5 to 10 minutes for them to have that many points. And so usually I let them pick, but this week I was like, this is the game we're playing. And so we're playing the game that goes with El Lobo, and this is the one that's supposed to go with We Are Dancing. It's the same game, which is another reason I was like, is this the same song? Is it a different song? I don't know what's happening. But what you do for this one is someone is the wolf, and usually they're in the middle and everyone's walking in a circle, but that's a little too chaotic for me. So instead, what we're doing, everyone is on like my carpet in the front, the wolf is in the middle, and we sing the song, and then at the end they say Lobo estás, like wolf, are you there? Or you can also do it in English, wolf, are you there? And the wolf has to tell them what he's doing. So it could be, you know, oh, so he can either make up an excuse or say I'm here. So he can say, you know, oh, I went on a vacation, or I'm at Chick-fil-A, or I'm doing my homework. And so you keep asking, Wolf, are you there? I'm at Chick-fil-A. Wolf, are you there? No, I'm in my car. Wolf, are you there? No, I'm getting gas. Wolf, are you there? And then at some point you have the wolf say, I'm here. And then when they say that, the kids have to run to the safe zone and the wolf has to try to tag them. So that's why I like everyone on one side running across. So we go across and tag the wall, versus it being a circle and everyone just kind of scattering. That's a little too stressful for me. So I don't love chase games. So I was like, let's start small and we'll try it. And that's pretty much all we're doing. So they have loved that. It's been a great hit. And that's all the time that I have before it cuts me off.